like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok. The Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell, by the subscribe button, get all of updated content. Let's get it popping. All right, y'all know the drill. Before y'all enter this house, wipe your feet. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button. Hit to get the notifications out there first and foremost. I always appreciate all the love for the subscribers that come into the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, the hottest podcast out there. YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, all iHeartRadio, all the social media platforms. Continue to like and share with all your friends. You know, blessings and peace. Let's get into this game, man. What a great game in the Eastern Conference between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics, 109-103. The Miami Heat showed championship DNA by holding on to a lead after losing their star player, Jimmy Butler, who was out. What they saw was knee inflammation in the first half. Let me also go into this comments. My boys, the realest salute, my brother salute. Jordan Smith, no excuse for Jimmy win. Tatum got locked up. You better cook these fools. Okay, we're going to get into all that. Jordan Smith. Jordan came ready. My man David Hayes, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready, JB, BJ, brother. But yeah, I appreciate that comment. But yeah, let's get into this, man. Like, what in the world happened in this game? Why did the Boston Celtics lose? Why did the Miami Heat pull out the win? We're gonna talk about all this, man. You know what I mean? I want y'all to really sit back and enjoy this live because it's going to be a good one. And I really want people to come in here and actually explain their stance because there was definitely people who were riding for the Boston Celtics. I want to invite y'all to come into the live in about the next 20, 25 minutes after I finish my analysis. And I want y'all to come here and cook with me. You know what I mean? Because there's got to be some explaining for this. Now, let's talk about what happened. So, it was a nail biter, 109-103. The Boston Celtics did lose this game. But starting off, the Boston Celtics were getting their head beat in. They Miami Heat just jumped on them very early. I believe the score at one point was 29-7. So they came out with very little energy. So you already know when you're in that position at home, you're down like that. You don't ever want to go down 29-7. Okay, because that shows a lack of enthusiastic, a lack of energy, a lack of focus, and you don't ever want to get into bad habits, especially when you play up against a team like the Miami Heat, because they're going to come out ready to play. You just embarrassed them at home in their home court in game two. You heard what Eric Spoelstra said, Jimmy Butler was saying, PJ Tucker, all those guys expected to come ready to play up in Boston, and that's exactly what they did. So let's give credit where credit's due. But let's start with, the home team that actually did not prevail tonight, the Boston Celtics. All right, the Boston Celtics, the lucky leprechaun, the sports town of America, XYZ. They played like a team that was very, very, I'd just say, unenthusiastic to start the game. You know what I'm saying? Just to be in a nice way. There's many things that went wrong for the Boston Celtics from start to finish. One of the things, like I said, their energy, their lack of focus coming out the gate was just, bad. Like, just to be honest, it was like at a 1 to a 10, it's like a -5. It was just, horrible. You can't start off a game like that in the playoffs. You have to make sure that you come in ready to play. Now, what I mean by that, lack of focus, turnovers. The Boston Celtics had a total of 23 turnovers. 23 turnovers. Think about that. To the Miami Heat's 8 turnovers. So, it's not just the turnovers that were bad. It was the points that Miami Heat was getting off of those turnovers, off fast breaks, shots, an offense, half-court offense. The Miami Heat were just taking advantage over Boston Celtics mistakes. The realist said, I said Tatum is no superstar. We're going to get into Jason Tatum. We're going to get into Jason Tatum, the realist. Don't worry about that. But, yeah, the turnovers killed Boston. And that is credit to the Miami Heat team defense. I told y'all, Miami Heat has a lot of scrappy defenders. For them to beat this Boston Celtics team, they got to use their speed. Did I not just say that in my last live? Anybody that I didn't say that, go and put in the comments now. But I made it very clear for the Miami Heat to beat the Boston Celtics, they have to use Their speed. They have to speed the game up. Guys like Gabe Vincent, guys like Kyle Lowry, guys like Victor Oladipo, guys like Max Strus, guys like PJ Tucker. Those guys they're going to use their speed to beat this team. And I notice I didn't even say Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo. Miami has enough defenders to make it hard for Boston to play defense. It's the second time this done happened where Miami is almost speeding up Boston's offense. Okay, so when you have 23 team turnovers to a team's 8, you're most likely not going to win that game. And then when you have the team capitalizing on those mistakes that you're making, you're putting yourself in a bad spot. So that's number one. Number two, streaky shooting. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Boston is not a great three-point shooting team. They're very streaky. Um, they shot 37% from the three today. Miami shot 33%. But when you're at home and you have the momentum on your side, and me just watching the games, how many three-point shots they've missed, it's a reoccurrence of what I've been seeing all playoffs with this team. Like in the Brooklyn series and the Milwaukee series, there was multiple games where these guys shot under 40% from the three as a team. You know what I'm saying? You look at their best three-point shooters. Who do you got? You got Grant Williams, um, you know, Grant Williams, Jaylen Brown, Tatum. You know, they're streaky. They're not going to be on point every single game. You can't trust them to shoot at a high percentage because the problem with Tatum is he shoots a lot of three-point shots to the point where they're contested. Same thing with Jaylen Brown, a lot of tough shots. Grant Williams, he can hit threes. You know, he had 7 threes against, the Milwaukee Bucks in the closeout game, but he's only a role player. He's not a star player. You know what I'm saying? He's not really what you call a knockdown shooter. Yeah, Miami had 19 steals to Boston too. Yeah, soccer updates. They took advantage of them on the defensive end, focused early. Okay. So let me go back to my point with streaky shooting. They did not shoot the ball well today. Okay. And when you're at home, you have to be able to shoot the ball better, 37%. And then you shot 76% from the free throw line. Okay. If I look at some of these guys that shot bad, Jason Tatum went 3 for 14, 1 for 7 from the 3-point line. Another bad shooting game. Grant Williams went 2 for 6 and 2 for 4 from the 3. Jaylen Brown, a good shooting game. He went 14 for 20, 3 for 9. He had 40 points. So he came to play. Al Horford went 7 for 14, 3 for 5 from the field with 20 points. So looking at this stat sheet right now, if y'all remember game one, Jaylen Brown played bad, Jason Tatum played well up until the third quarter. They kind of switched positions. It looks like Jaylen Brown played well tonight, and then Jason Tatum played like trash, who only had 10 points. Okay, so we're going to talk about this, what happened. Now, Jaylen Brown, like I said, had 40 points. He had the best performance offensively in the game. Hit some big shots down the stretch, some big threes. But also, I noticed, too, he turned the ball over in some key moments when Victor Oladipo was guarding him. So he has to do a better job taking care of the ball. You know what I'm saying, being able to, be key for them in their key moments. Marcus Smart showed a lot of heart coming back after that ankle injury. I almost feel like it was like a Paul Pierce moment. And I don't know if y'all thought the same thing, where he came back like he was acting like he was being held out, carried out, and he comes back like literally 2 minutes later, and then the crowd goes crazy. So it's almost like some Paul Pierce in that moment. But Smart's a tough player. He is their tough guy. He is their leader. He is their vocal presence. You know what I mean? So he's definitely a big piece to their team. You know what I'm saying? He had 16 points. He had 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and also he plays tough defense. So he's a very big piece to their puzzle. And he did everything he could to play. He fouled out in the fourth quarter. He gave everything that he had. It just wasn't enough tonight because of the slow start Boston had to start the game. So doesn't fall on him. It falls on this man right here, Jason Tatum. Now listen, I don't know who's listening, but I want you to listen closely for the people who think Tatum is that guy or who believes Tatum is the best player in the NBA. This is why I can't put him there, because even in the earlier series, I've seen bad games from Tatum, like just horrendous shooting nights. You went 3 for 14 from 2 and then 1 for 7 from the 3, and you had 10 points. So really, this loss falls on you. You did the same thing in Game 4 in Milwaukee, where you had like I think someone said like 12 points. It was on the road. This one was at home. And then, in other games I've seen Tatum, shoot inefficient from the field. He'll have a really great game like he did in game 2, but then he'll turn out and had a really bad game in game 3. Like that's not what superstars do. And I'm not saying you're gonna make every single shot. What I am saying is that if Tatum isn't if Tatum is not scoring the ball, he's not doing nothing else really. People want to call him an elite defender. I don't know when did this happen. Because what happened with Kevin Durant wasn't just Jason Tatum. It was Al Horford, it was Marcus Smart, it was Grant Williams. It was a collective effort from the Boston Celtics, along with Ime Udoka's coaching, that put down Kevin Durant. It wasn't Jason Tatum solely. So that was another attempt to try to put a label on somebody that didn't fit. You feel what I'm saying? So Tatum to me is not the superstar that people want to make. This is why he's not a superstar, because this was a game 3 on your court. And not only that, I saw him get a little bit, I don't want to say punked, but PJ Tucker was taking his lunch money all night. PJ Tucker, if anybody disagrees with what I'm saying, please put it in the comment section. But PJ Tucker, from what I saw, was taking his lunch money in pivotal moments of the game where they needed him to score. And then that's when he, went back with his shoulder injury. I'm not going to say it was him faking it, but it seemed very clear, like to me in my eyes, that he was looking to get like a break from PJ Tucker. You know what I'm saying? So he went into the back, stretched it out, got, his mind right. But I ain't putting Jason Tatum in that class, because these performances, do not serve well for him. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't show up. This loss falls on Jason Tatum. There's no other way around it. Now let me talk about the team that won. Actually, the team that showed pedigree, that showed championship DNA, that showed fight, that showed control of their emotions. The Miami Heat. Now, for some reason, I don't feel like the Heat get enough respect. They don't get respected in the media. They don't get respected amongst NBA fans. Jimmy Butler doesn't get respect, and he didn't play tonight really, but he's been balling out this entire playoffs. Their role players, their coach, Eric Spoelstra, to me is a top 3 coach. Um, they just don't get the respect. I don't feel like people really understand Miami, like as far as a culture, what they're about. This is a team that has had 3 championships in the last 10 years, since 2012. They've had 3 championships. Or 2 championships. I'm sorry, 2 championships. They've been to the finals 3 times, or 4 times, and this could be a 5th time this year. So this is a championship DNA team with coaching, Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, their toughness, their DNA. Like they got championship pedigree on this team. He said Tatum may win a championship, but he's inconsistent. He is not on level Jokic and company. Jokic is not even a superstar, Andres. Jokic didn't make it past the first round. I'm not putting Jokic in there too. Like I said, there's only five superstars in the league. That's Giannis, that's Kawhi, that's KD, that's Steph, and then the 5th player is who else am I missing? There's one more player I'm missing. Giannis, Kawhi, KD, LeBron, Steph. Those are the 5 players that's won multiple championships, has won MVPs, who's been in deep runs in the playoffs. Jokic, I mean, he's won the MVP, but you can't be getting knocked out in the first round. Talking about you're a superstar. Boston will still win the series. We'll see. I'm gonna go into that point what you just said, G Star. Thanks for that comment. Tatum is a borderline superstar. Tuning Sports, I don't even think he's that. This guy's had too many instances where he just does not. He's having these bad shooting nights, and then you're getting shut down by PJ Tucker. You were getting halted by Jimmy Butler in game 1. Like I can't put Tatum in that company yet, man. Like he can't be, having performances like this, man. I call him an all-star right now. But let me go back to the Heat. Today, what I said also yesterday, they have to show their defense. They have to be scrappy. They have to be fast. They have to be active with their hands. Guys like Kyle Lowry, Guys like Max Strus, guys like PJ Tucker, um, guys like Gabe Vincent, Victor Oladipo, they showed their scrappiness on defense, and that's what caused all them turnovers for Boston. And that's what got their offense going. That's what got their fast break going, their 3-point shooting going, and they hit a lot of the big shots down the end. Max Strus hit a big shot to put him up 4 within a minute. PJ Tucker hit another big shot within 6. Like they didn't allow the mistakes to hold them back. They made some stupid boneheaded plays, some turnovers, but it's a next play mentality. Play through it and play hard. That's what Miami Heat have. All right. The role players that came through, I just named Max Strus, big shots. What do you have today, Max Strus? So I know he has some big shots. Strus had 16.6 for 12 from the 2, 4 for 7 for 3. But I told y'all before this game, I said he's going to have to be able to hit shots because he was off in game 2. They need him to hit shots. Tyler Hero played bad, 4 for 15, 0 for 6 from the 3. He can't keep having these bad games, man. You're the 6th man of the year. You can't be having bad games. But he was aggressive, so I give him credit for that. At least he's looking to try to score, but he has to shoot the ball better. PJ Tucker. You can't replace a guy like PJ Tucker because he's the dude that, first of all, he brings toughness, championship DNA, and he gets big plays. I said, the last game he was holding this team back, but tonight that ankle looked a lot better, and he came in ready to play. He put Jason Tatum in a straitjacket, Tuner Sports, Andres Sandoval, who else? G-Star. He put him in a straitjacket. PJ Tucker. You think PJ Tucker will put Kawhi in a straitjacket? Did he put KD in a straitjacket last year? Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Come on, those are the elite players. He put Jason Tatum in a straitjacket. Who else saw that tonight? This game really showed a lot, man, about certain things that I was pondering. I told y'all I waited until after game 3 to make my prediction. I'll make my prediction after this video, but PJ Tucker, you can't replace that, man. And they getting him in the offseason was very big, and that's a big addition to their team. Victor Oladipo, huge. He didn't score a lot of points. He had 5 points, but he made some big plays on Jaylen Brown, stripping him like multiple times in key moments. Y'all remember Victor Oladipo was an all-star at one point in his career. So for him to do that in this pivotal moment says a lot about not just him, but the Heat culture, period. You know what I mean? So those are just the main guys. You know what I'm saying? And I look at guys like Kyle Lowry, who returned. And it was kind of weird with him. He was in the game for a little bit. He went back to the locker room. In the game back, and he went back to the locker room. So I thought his hammy was still bothering him. But it's a reason why, he has a heart of a champion. He had 11.6 assists, went 4 for 11 for the field, 2 for 7 from 3. But what he brought to their team, first of all, he brought control and setting guys up. Guys like the Max Struses, guys like Bam Adebayo off the pick and roll, guys like Gabe Vincent. You know what I'm saying? PJ Tucker, like he set these guys up to score. Sometimes just your production ain't in your numbers. It's about when you look them on the court, what they're doing for other players. Kyle Lowry is a real, true, legit floor leader, and he's a tough guy on defense and offense. Continue to hit that like button, y'all. Kyle Lowry came and he changed the energy of that team. What I was seeing in game 2, they did not have a guy who can calm down and stop the bleeding. Not just score. I'm talking about just leading the team in floor leadership. That's what Kyle Lowry could do. Okay. Now, Bam Adebayo, of course, was the player of the game. He had 31 points, 10 rebounds, 15-22 from the field, 0 for 1 from the 0 for 1 from the 3. Now look, Bam Adebayo finally played like a man. He finally played like a man possessed. He finally took over that paint like he was supposed to take over, bullying Al Horford, Grant Williams, Marcus Smart. He pretty much went in there and just dominated. So that's what they need him to do. I said before the stream, they need Bam Adebayo to score more points. It was off the pick and roll, pick and pop, post up, ISO in the post, whatever it can be. That he need to score the ball much more than what he did in those first 2 games. When they do that, they're a much more dangerous team. And also enforcing his presence on the defensive end, what she did. So then here's what you have is a team like Miami who looks very, very scary. Now, Jimmy Buckets went into the back with an injury with his with inflammation in his knee. Now, I was kind of trying to figure out what happened because I didn't see him bump knees with nobody. I didn't see him tweak anything. I didn't see him limping off the court. But all of a sudden, he went back with knee inflammation. So I was kind of scratching my head, like, where'd the inflammation come from? You know what I'm saying? Um, so here's the thing that really amazed me about what happened with Miami. When Jimmy Butler went in the back, they could have easily just gave up. They could have easily just been like, we're going to throw in a towel, we're going to fold up because, our star player is not playing. But they didn't do that. They stayed, they prevailed. They went on the road and got a big win. Now, I don't know how long Jimmy Butler's going to be out, but they're going to need him back very, very quickly in a hurry. If they don't come back for game 4, he needs to definitely come back for game 5. You know what I'm saying? So I think Miami's going to still look to win game 4. Of course, they want to win because they're playing, but I'm saying, like, they're going to have to believe they can win game 4. Like, Boston's in a very, very vulnerable situation right now because you just lost home court and then you lost it with their best player on the bench. So they're feeling very good about themselves right now. Now, let me go into the last bar right now. The Miami Heat showed something very special today. They showed championship DNA. He keep hitting that like button, y'all. Said, don't forget Robert Williams was not there. Yeah, I was going to say that too, Sports. Appreciate that comment. Robert Williams is definitely another piece in that post that definitely does, make a difference. So hopefully he's back for game 4. I really don't like to see injuries at all. When Marcus Smart went out and then Jason Tatum and, Jimmy Butler, I don't like to see injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me is just like, it kind of takes the excitement out of it. But we all know injuries are a part of the game. But I don't like to see them. G Star said Boston will win game 4. I'm gonna get into that right now, but let me focus on Miami. Miami, I think people can all agree they have championship DNA as a team. I don't think Boston has a championship DNA as a team. I think Boston has individuals with championship or have winning DNA at the highest level. Guys like Ime Udoka, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, etc. But I think Miami has championship DNA as a team from top to bottom, starting with Pat Riley, going from there to, Eric Spoelstra, you know what I'm saying, to Jimmy Butler, who's been to the finals. Bam Adebayo's been to the finals. PJ Tucker won the finals last year. Kyle Lowry won the finals with Toronto. The additions they put onto this team, guys like Max Strus, who just came in and been a big addition to their squad. You Gabe Vincent, who was undrafted, being a big difference from their squad. I mean, Tyler Hero, he's struggling right now, but he was 6th man of the year. You know what I'm saying? Victor Oladipo playing the way he played. Like, they have confidence from top to bottom on this team. And they're connected with one another. That's structure. That's winning DNA. That's championship DNA. I don't think Boston has that. I think Boston has a lot of talent. They have firepower. It looks good when the shots are falling. But I'm not sure Boston is that team when they're down, if they're going to, prevail and fight against a team that's fully at straight. We saw that against Milwaukee, but ask yourself a question. With all that and them losing Chris Middleton, they took that game to 7 games. Giannis, ran out of energy, and nobody was really, assisting him, in that last game. So if Milwaukee was at full strength, that series would have went 6 at most. Now you facing a full construct a Heat team, wait to Jimmy Butler, see what happens with him. I think Miami from top to bottom is more championship DNA and more tested and more proven because you've seen it tonight. You saw what happened when they lost their best player. A team, you know, who doesn't have championship DNA would have folded. You know what I'm saying? We saw what happened with Dallas last night. They're not a championship team because they gave up a lead 19 points down, and none of those guys have been to the finals. So they're facing a team like the Warriors, who's been battle tested like that. It's like, a 19-point lead is not even a big deal. To championship teams, they feel like no lead's big enough for them to be down. I see the same thing with this Miami team. I don't see that in Boston. I don't think Tatum is the best player. I don't think he's a top 5 player. I don't think he's a superstar. I think he's a streaky player. I think Jaylen Brown, yes, he had a great night tonight, but I also believe he's streaky. I feel like their mentally toughest person is Marcus Smart, but he's not the star of the team. Right? I think he made Udoka's a tough coach, but again, he can't play. You can only do so much if you're just a coach. Miami has their best player, Jimmy Butler, who's mentally tough. Eric Epic Play said, "Do you think Miami should give Duncan some more minutes whenever the offense struggles?" Yeah, and that's another person. Duncan Robinson, I think he'll get minutes here and there, but I think they're rolling with Max Strus right now. I think Spoelstra has found something with him. And I think they feel very confident with what they got right now. But the addition of Kyle Lowry coming back really has put a lot of things at ease. PJ Tucker, the toughness, Bam Adebayo being the bully in the paint, and guys like Victor Oladipo, Gabe Vincent chipping in as well. They're good. But let me get back to the point. The Heat have championship DNA. Their best player, Jimmy Butler, is the cornerstone. Like, he has mental toughness. I'm not saying Jason Tatum is soft or doesn't have toughness. What I'm saying is that I feel like he can be rattled. PJ Tucker can't rattle him. I don't feel like anybody on Boston can rattle Jimmy Butler. Not Grant Williams, not Robert Williams, not Marcus Smart. Like, he's mentally tough. And I think your best player has to show those qualities. And I just don't think Boston has that. So, yeah. Inconsistent offense on both teams is going to come down. Who can lock down the other team? Celtics in 7. Celtics fought today and almost came back. I told you. But did they really fight, man? Because, Andres, let me ask you a question. If Jimmy Butler doesn't go out, how many points does Miami win by? I don't think they fought. I think they just got in a position where their best player went out. If anything, they should have never even been down like that in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just been watching Boston all series on all these playoffs. They're not a team, like, once they get down, they won't really fight back. They'll just go to the next game. They're not that team. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying Boston is not tough. I'm saying they're tough individual. Like, certain individuals are tough. I don't think their whole team is mentally tough. I don't think they're learning. I think they're learning to be like that. I think there's certain guys that learn. I think Miami's already there. I think Miami has it from top to bottom. Like, Boston's learned how to be tough mentally as a team. Epic Play says, me personally, I want Vic to start instead of Gabe because he is sure and gives Boston an advantage offensively. Yeah, I can see that. Well, we know if Jimmy doesn't play Monday, then I think they'll start Victor Oladipo over Vincent. But I get your point. I like Oladipo, man, because he plays his role. He's a tough defender. He's athletic, and he can score when he wants to score. Y'all remember Victor Oladipo, just an all-star back in 2000, 17, 18, just a few years ago on Indiana. So he's been dealing with injuries, but he seems like he's healthy again. So he can be a big piece of this Miami team right now. So I think again, Boston hasn't shown me nothing to feel like they're just the better team. They have not shown it. I think people want Boston to show it, but they haven't shown it to me that they're mentally tough. So I'm gonna drop this link, let y'all come in here and say kind of give y'all thoughts about the game. And yeah, I'm gonna let y'all come in here and cook. Max Strus hit the big shot, but he was off giving Jaylen Brown an angle to blow past him instead of guarding him square. Yeah, that's why I say they should have left Oladipo on Brown because he was stripping him and making big plays. Like they have guys to guard. Like they got their guard. The guys can guard. Like the Miami team, Heat team is scrappy and they're fast. They play fast. So they're good in that department. The only thing that Boston can really do is exploit them in the paint. And them not having Robert Williams tonight kind of hurt them, I guess. But Miami didn't have their best player, in my opinion, the best player on the court. So what's the excuse for that? If if Jimmy Butler doesn't go down with that injury, man, they beat them by double digits, no question about it, because they wouldn't have struggled to find offense down the stretch. Bam, yes, he was big, and then Max Strus hit a big three, and PJ Tucker hit that fall away shot. But in those moments, Jimmy Butler would have been calling for the ball, and I don't care who was guarding him, right? So let's drop the link right there. Y'all want to come here and cook? Feel free, feel free. I just got on Jason Tatum about it because I don't know what it is with people who just putting Tatum on this level. You know what I'm saying? Like I already mentioned to y'all, I don't know if it was yesterday or 2 days ago, how there was this podcast called Pick a Side saying Tatum was there with Kawhi Leonard. I'm like, man, that's just ignorant, and that just shows you how recency bias messes up a lot of people in the head. Because no way in the world you're gonna tell me a guy that's never been to the finals, a guy that's never won an MVP, a guy that never won a Finals MVP, you're gonna put him in a class with a Kawhi Leonard, who's a top 3 player in the league when healthy. All you can really say is Tatum is better because Kawhi ain't playing. Okay, I got that, but they're both healthy. We know the best player is. And what I'm looking at right now, the best player in the series, even if he didn't play 3 quarters, is Jimmy Butler, right? So, see what y'all got to say about this game, man, because this game really showed me some things about Miami. You got to give credit where credit's due. Like, they're just a better complete team. They're a better complete team than this Boston team, man. Um, Tatum isn't better than Kawhi, but he's better than. But how is he better than Jimmy Butler? Soccer updates. How is Jason Tatum better than Jimmy Butler? I mean, you gotta tell me how he's better or what makes him better. Is it because you know he has a nice little step back J? Is it because I don't know, is yeah, his face of the league? I don't know what. Somebody gotta explain to me how Tatum is better than Jimmy Butler. I mean, I'm just going back off these performances he's been having, man. Like, to me, Jimmy Butler's been having the better games. Tatum to me, he's been very average. Even in the game they won on Thursday, it wasn't him the best. It was Marcus Smart. Tatum had 27, 5, and 5. Jimmy Butler had 29, 6, and 3. But Jimmy Butler's a better player on the other side. And Jimmy Butler sat out the entire fourth quarter in game 2. Game 1, we know what Jimmy Butler did. He scored 41 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and 3 blocks. Like, Tatum doesn't play both sides like Jimmy Butler. So how is Jason Tatum a better player than him? He's not more accomplished. Jimmy Butler's been to an NBA Finals. I mean, somebody just got to explain this to me. My line is open. Line is open. Whoever want to come in here. Anybody else think Jason Tatum is better than Jimmy Butler? Go ahead and put in the comments. And tell me how. I'm waiting. I am waiting. What did y'all think about Bam Adebayo, though? Y'all think Bam Adebayo has what it takes to do that consistently, what he did tonight? Or do y'all think that was just a one-time wonder, one-hit wonder? Because I've been hearing the chirping about Bam too. Like he ain't as consistent, as great as put out there to be. I heard the chirping. So after the performance like what he just did, how do y'all feel about Bam? Epic Play said, "This is the Bam I've been waiting for." Facts. This is the Bam Adebayo I think everybody's been waiting for, because they need him to do this consistently. They don't need him to pass the ball and look for his teammates. Like, man, you the second best player on the team next to Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? You're better than Kyle Lowry. You're better than Tyler Hero. You're better than PJ Tucker. You're better than Victor Oladipo. You're the second best player on this team. So what am I giving you? You scoring 8 points? Nah, and I think Bam found another gear. But that's what's good about having a Jimmy Butler on your team, because the leadership that he brings to this Miami Heat team, in my opinion, is why I feel like they have the composure to win this game. Like, everything starts with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just leadership. You can't teach that at the end of the day. So I think Miami, from what I'm seeing right now, if they stay healthy and they're fully constructed, I'm picking Miami to win this series just after what I saw tonight. Because what's going to happen is, even if Boston wins game 4, this is going to be a very, very long series, a grind out series. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a grind out series right now. So they have to be able, Boston going to have to be able to, keep composure down the stretch of these games at the end of the day. So Miami, we've seen they can do it. I don't think Boston is capable of doing that, man. I'm just going to be honest. Epic Play said Bam is capable of 25 and 10. Yeah, he's capable of 25 and 10. If he's not giving his team at least 20 and 10, he's doing a disservice. if you can't get that many points, at least make up for it on the other end. We don't need you playing like a role player. We need you playing like a borderline all-star, a second team all defensive player. You understand what I'm saying? What up, Bubba?
What's up, BJ?
Man, chilling. What's your take, brother?
I feel Boston gave this game away because especially with the defense that Miami played in, their best player, Jason Tatum, coming up
Mhm.
short, 3 or 14 from the field. That's so horrendous. You're never gonna win a game if your best player is playing like that. But Jaylen Brown picked that up for him. He came to play tonight, scored 40 points. He was efficient. You know, but Miami's defense and their ability to get 19 steals and turning those steals into points helped them win the game. Now, Bam played absolutely incredible. I mean, I got on him in game one for letting Robert Williams outplay him, but tonight he was by far the best player on the floor for the Miami Heat.
Agreed. Now you said they gave the game away, Boston. Is it
I mean, not give it away, but they were sloppy with the ball. They're not taking care of the ball. If you're giving the ball away 19 times, what I'm saying, you haven't. How many turnovers did they have? If I pull
yeah,
it up,
23,
they had 20, not 24.
24 turnovers to Miami. They had 8.
Right. So yeah, that shows that you're being sloppy with the ball. You're not taking care of the ball. You're passing the ball into congested areas where it's able for any Miami Heat player to stick their hands in there and get the steal. So they didn't take care of the ball. So I feel like they were sloppy in terms of ball handling. They didn't give the game away. I mean, Miami absolutely won this one.
Right, because yeah, they were being very sloppy with the ball, but that's kind of why I say I don't trust Boston because I've seen this before, where Jason Tatum would have a horrible shooting game or Jaylen Brown have a horrible shooting game, and they just throw it away. And I also see instances where Jason Tatum does not show mental toughness. I'm not saying he's not tough. I'm saying when you get a PJ Tucker on you and you kind of fold in a lawn chair like he did, that's why I'm saying he's not in that top tier of certain players. And I also think that um he did I'm not sure if he can do it in the clutch against this Miami team. Like what Miami did, they showed you that they can prevail under a tough environment. I have not seen that from Boston. I don't fully trust them yet. I think they have certain individuals that are mentally tough that have the makeup, like Marcus Smart, Ime Udoka, Al Horford to an extent. But I think Miami as a team, they're more battle tested.
Yeah, I agree with that. But when I said Jason Tatum was better than Jimmy, but I was saying if you taking their playoff career, that's why I said Jimmy. But that's why I said Jason Tatum was better because you brought up the point that somebody said that Jason Tatum was better than Kawhi when Jason Tatum hasn't even won a championship yet. He hasn't even been to a finals yet. That's why I said Jason Tatum was better than Jimmy Butler. But in this playoffs right now, Jimmy Butler's better.
Jimmy Butler went to the finals in the bubble, right?
Okay. And what happened the following playoffs?
They got beat. What in the
Nah,
what the
they didn't
first?
get beat, bro.
What are you
They
talking
got
about?
walked down.
By they got walked down by who they
My
lose to.
Milwaukee.
Well, ain't no shame in that. I
Bro, what
mean,
was his performance?
it was a bad performance,
Okay.
definitely, but
Okay.
definitely, I'm not going to Boston. To me,
That's my
Tatum
whole
has not
argument.
done enough. Tatum has not done enough to be in that class. He has not had no big playoff performances. You had
Bro,
the one
Jason
time
Tatum.
you had that one time in 17 when 18 when Kyrie came and you showed out, but they've been overrating Tatum.
Bro, Kyrie was not in that playoff run though.
He wasn't in the Cleveland playoff run, but he was there for the entire season. Like
Yeah, but
with
I'm talking about the playoff run because Kyrie was hurt. He had that knee thing.
Yeah, but they've ever since then, because Tatum achieved so quickly, they put him and they overrated him. Like they're putting him in a class that he doesn't deserve to be in. Like Butler, Jimmy Butler, year in and year out has been in the playoffs. Like he went to the finals, and he's a better. To me, again, he's more of a mentally tougher player. I don't
Yeah,
think
I agree with that.
I think Tatum has he's more talented. I think Tatum has more talent,
Absolutely.
but I think Butler is an overall better player. I think he's a more mentally tougher player. I think he's built more different in the playoffs. I think Butler or I think Tatum would I think he will fold. I'm just gonna be honest. How many times has this happened where he shot the ball like this?
I mean, a lot.
Andre said Butler has his more consistent player than Tatum and a better leader, but Tatum is more talented. 24 has busting us. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
look at it like this. Tatum lost him this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that because he had 6 turnovers.
Yeah, he had what he and remember he had 6 turnovers in game one in that third quarter. In the third quarter, like come on, man, like that's not focused, and that's somewhat getting blitzed by the pressure. Man, I'm telling you, Miami has the defense to expose Tatum. You know what I'm saying? I think when he hurt his
Bro, and I feel
shoulder.
like Tatum be doing it to himself sometimes because a lot of threes that he be jacking out, a lot of threes he be shooting. I'm like, bro, this is a bad shot. Like, what makes you think you're gonna make this shot? You know, a lot of his shots come from the three. You know, Jimmy Butler, most of his shots come from inside the arc. So of course he's gonna be more efficient than Tatum.
But he's more dominant because he can he can operate in the mid range and use his strength to get to the basket. Like Tatum, he struggles with that. Like he ain't bodying PJ Tucker or bodying um guys like he ain't bodying Jimmy Butler. So it's like you can only score like usually on the perimeter. Like that's where Tatum does his damage. Like I'm like, you got one thing correct about him and Kobe. They continuously shoot shots. They'll keep shooting that. But you can't do that until against a team like Miami, who's going to dominate in the paint as well as the 3 point line. Andre said Boston was down 3 games to 2 to win the game versus the Bucks. They faced elimination twice. Okay, but Andres, again, if Chris Middleton is playing in that series, does Boston beat them? I don't think Boston beats Milwaukee if Chris Middleton is playing. So that to me wasn't really, how can I put it? Um, I don't know what the word is. I just lost the word. I'm just saying that wasn't really the pressure I'm talking about that Miami's facing. Miami lost their best player tonight and still came out there and won on the other team's home court. You know what I'm saying? So who do you got in this series?
Oh, I'm still on the Celtics bandwagon. I'm not jumping off of it. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still picking them to win. I feel like today without Robert Williams, that's why Bam was that dominant in that paint. You know,
Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, I'll give you that in another body, but I would say even with Robert there, I would still think that Bam would, still dominate because, you
um,
know,
Bam. If Jimmy Butler is playing, Bam can't dominate because he clogs the paint. You know what I'm saying? He can't stretch the floor. You know, Jimmy Butler does a lot of his damage inside the arc. So if Bam and Jimmy Butler are in the game, it kind of takes Bam out of his rhythm because he needs to dominate in the paint. Jimmy Butler also has to dominate in the mid range. Jimmy doesn't shoot a lot of threes, so that's why I feel like he's not dominating.
but here's the key though. I think that Kyle Lowry, Kyle Lowry actually whatchamacallit, he brings a lot to Bam too, especially on that pick and roll.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So Kyle, like with his addition being there, I don't think it would matter if Jimmy's with them or not. Like Kyle's gonna make sure that Bam gets the ball. So that him being back, Kyle Lowry, and then Max Strus hitting 3-point shots, and then PJ Tucker, like those are the three big additions tonight, and Victor Oladipo too. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with
Oladipo.
I'm gonna go with the Heat in 7 this series. You know they go back to Miami. I think Miami's gonna close them out because they have the mental toughness to do it.
Yeah, Miami definitely has mental toughness. But wait, Kyle Lowry, he missed game one and game two.
Yep, he missed both games, game 1 and game 2.
Mm.
So they just gotta they just gotta be healthy, man. They gotta be 100%. They can't be missing guys here and there. I don't know what's gonna happen with Jimmy Butler, but as long as they're fully at full percent, they should win this. They should win this game or win this series.
And you trust Strus and Caleb Martin to be hitting shots as the
I mean,
series progresses?
do you trust Grant Williams and goddamn Marcus Smart to hit shots?
Bro, Grant Williams showed you that if you dare him to shoot, he can make 7 threes.
Okay, what other games has he done that?
I mean, that was the only game. But bro, that was a game
Right, right,
seven.
right. Exactly, exactly.
But bro, that
Max
was a game
Strus,
7. The pressure's on
Max Strus has done this consistently where he can show you can hit big shots. I'm telling you,
in the playoffs.
he just did it in the Philly series because remember, Duncan Robinson was playing in the Atlanta series. He had like 30 points off of threes and stuff like that. But then here comes this Max Strus guy who Eric Spoelstra put in the rotation, and you've seen him just hitting shots. He did in the Philly series in Game 5 and Game 6, and then he did it again tonight, hitting big shots.
I
So
mean, he
he's
was he was 0 for 7 in game 3 though.
Game 2.
No, in game 3 in Philly.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't trust Grant Williams no more than I would trust Max Strus. As a matter, I would trust Strus more because he's a legit shooter. I mean, Boston don't really have much shooting. I mean, outside of Grant Williams, you saw what Tatum did tonight. That dude's streaky. You seen what Brown did in game 2. You know what I'm saying, or game 1. You know, these guys are streaky, man. These ain't knockdown shooters. Epic Play says Bam can be dominant with Jimmy on the floor. It's not like Jimmy can't shoot threes. He shoots three when they're at. Yeah, I don't think I don't think Jimmy being there would take away from Bam's contribution. I think with Kyle Lowry there, that's going to open Bam up because Kyle Lowry not being there the first 2 games, he doesn't have a ball handler on the court because all the ball handling responsibilities were given to Jimmy when Kyle Lowry was out. So, yeah.
Jimmy on the floor. It's not like Jimmy can.
So,
I mean, I'm not saying he can, but he doesn't. He's only attempting 4 threes a game, and he's making one of them. And he's attempting 15 shots from inside the arc.
you talking about Jimmy?
I'm talking about Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, he ain't gonna shoot too many threes. His game's definitely gonna come in the paint. Or
Right.
going.
That's what I'm saying. That it'll take Bam out of his rhythm because if Jimmy's attempting 15 shots inside the arc, it'll definitely take you out your rhythm. Your rhythm. But I mean,
But
we'll see in game 4, game 5. Hopefully, Jimmy's knee inflammation is not that serious.
did you see anything that happened like that caused that? Or were you like looking like what happened to Jimmy? Where it happened? Like, or did you see something happen?
I didn't see anything happen, so I was even surprised that he wasn't able to return.
Yeah, because they didn't even try to. They just said right away like he ain't coming back. Like they didn't even say it's a possibility, it's questionable. They just pretty much said he ain't coming.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he missed game 4 just for a precautionary.
Yeah, for rest.
Yeah, because I'm like, how did your knee swell up like it did? Like, like what happened? So, but I'm telling you, man, they gonna go into game 4, still believing they can beat Boston. So, I mean, I don't know if Robert Williams will be back, but yeah, Heat in 7, Heat in 7.
Celtics 7.
Okay, well, I mean, I ain't mad at you. I understand. I just don't
Yeah.
trust them.
Tatum just needs to get his shot selection right.
How long have we been saying that?
I mean, we've been saying that for long, but as the playoffs keep going, keep advancing, you can't be shooting 3 or 14. Like, that's unacceptable.
Yeah, and you made a good point. It's his shot selection that's the problem. It's taking
Yeah.
bad shots because I don't care how good of a shooter you are. I mean, Steph Curry has nights where he goes bad. You think you're not gonna have bad shooting nights if you keep taking them whack shots? Like
And he be
get
taking them early in the shot clock, too.
yeah, he be getting them up. He certainly be getting them shots up, man. But it takes your team out their rhythm,
The
man. Like
rhythm. Yeah.
you can't do that. Ball, hits the rim, and then it, you know, goes out, and then the opposing team goes on a fast break. Like, man, it takes your team out their rhythm. Like, you can't play like that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, all right, who you got tomorrow for the Warriors and Mavericks?
Well, I'm going for Dallas. I don't like Golden State, man. Even though I picked them to win the series, I don't think they can beat the Mavericks in Dallas. And I heard Andrew Wiggins was gonna miss a game or something like that. I saw the news, but I didn't really go into it to see how accurate it was.
These guys just be missing games. Like I remember in like the mid 2000s and stuff like that when they had Kobe and AI, like they didn't miss games like they miss now. Like these guys just miss games just to miss them, and it's like, bro, what is wrong with you? Like you just miss it like this. You just feel like you just want to miss games. Like this is the playoffs.
Yeah,
Epic places. I got Dallas win because the role players play better at home. I
facts.
think I think Dallas will win one of those games, but I think Golden State will win the other. Because think about it, if you put Golden State in a situation where they lose both and they gotta go back home, they don't want to do all that, man. They gonna try to get one of those games in Dallas.
Shout out to Looney. He had a great game that the last in game 2.
Oh yeah, Kate Kavan, he doing his
Come
thing.
on, yeah.
He playing he playing for a contract. Playing for a contract. Uh, Flat footed kept Kavan Looney.
I mean, that was kind of like Dallas's game plan.
What's their game plan?
To they were guarding the 3-point line and they opened up the paint. You saw Steph Curry drive by Luka Doncic. And the last time I told you Luka his defense was getting better. It was getting decent.
Hmm.
I take that away.
That dude don't have no defense, man.
Dude
I
was
told
like
you
a
that.
cone.
Yeah, he's a cone. That dude plays absolutely no defense, and but who does play defense? It's kind of like people say he don't. I think Steph Curry plays. He plays actually good defense.
Yeah, Steph Curry, his defense has really improved.
Yeah, he ain't a guy that you can just do what you want to him. Like he'll at least move his feet. He'll actually be active with his hands. Like
Right.
Luka don't do any of that shit. He just focused strictly on the offensive end, and that's why.
I mean, Luka's not. He's not quick, so obviously he can't really move his feet that quick enough to keep a player in front of him.
Yeah, like teams usually will literally search him out on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I can't make this up. Like you see it. Like he just the guys like look at what they did last series to him. You know, Devin Booker, Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? Now Andrew Wiggins. Like these guys are just searching him out. Like you have to get better on defense in the offseason, Luka. Epic play says here's the thing though. We've seen Golden State turn the ball over a lot, and Clay and Steph haven't been shooting like we normally expect them to. That's a fact. I even at the free throw line, I don't know what's going on with Steph. Like, dude's been missing like countless amount of free throws. Like this whole playoffs has been weird for Golden State. Like bad passes, bad shot selection. You know,
The
just
last
bad
time it
all
was like,
around.
not to cut you off. The last time it was like Klay Thompson and he forgot how to shoot. Like easy threes he was missing. I was like, dang, Klay, are you falling off that fast?
Nah, he's just trying to get his rhythm back. Clay's gonna look. There's been certain games that Clay actually went off, but next year, watch when he comes back, he's gonna have like, has had 4 or 5 months of the season, and then like the playoffs and stuff he's had. He's gonna be dangerous next year. I'm telling you. I mean, you have to kind of go through this, being embarrassed to kind of get your rhythm back somehow. So he's gonna be dangerous next season.
Yeah.
So
Who you got for game 3?
I'm gonna say Dallas. And I'm gonna say Golden State in Game 4. But I doubt very seriously that Golden State loses both of those games. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
We'll have to see that.
But
And Tim Hardaway, he's not gonna play. He's not gonna play this playoffs.
hell no, he ain't coming back.
He's not.
That's who they missing. They're missing another 3-point shooter, another scorer. Like Jalen Brunson ain't supposed to be their second offense option. It's supposed to be Tim Hardaway, a 6'6" shooting guard who could
And he
put the
could
ball on the
guard.
floor.
He could guard a little better than Luka.
Yeah, he's athletic. He'll be the guy that you could put uh on Thompson because he has the size for Klay Thompson.
Right.
So I could, and then he could put the pressure on him on the other end. But they don't have him, so that's kind of a problem. But I got the Warriors in 5. If they win tomorrow, I got the Warriors in. I mean, if Dallas wins tomorrow, I got the Warriors in 5. If they lose, then I got the sweep.
I doubt they're gonna get swept. At least they'll win the game.
Yeah, pride. You're right. Because you didn't just do all this just to get swept. Like you gotta think about it. You came and beat a Phoenix team where a lot of people counted you out. You said what happened to Tim Hardaway? He's out for the season. I think it's just something with his foot or
Yeah,
his
it's a foot injury.
Yeah. Tim Hardaway was big for them last year in the playoffs. So
he's not coming back. He suffered this injury in January. He's not coming back.
nah, he ain't coming back. There's no way in hell. He would have been back already. Like at this point of the playoffs, like where they are in the conference finals, he's not coming back. He's just gonna sit out. But I think Dallas, they need to bring in another piece. They need to get a big man, like a DeAndre Ayton or
Yeah,
a
they
Rudy
definitely need
Gobert.
a big
Yeah, they need a guy that can protect the rim and
rim
score in the
protector.
paint. Yeah, I would take a Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, bro, I have a question to ask you because I watched one of your videos and you was like, you wouldn't mind if the Clippers went for Rudy Gobert.
I wouldn't because that's all they're missing. They're missing a guy to rim protect. Um, Not
Bro,
saying that Zubac can't do it, but I think Gobert would be a better rim protector because the problem with Utah with Gobert is that he has to guard on the perimeter because the defense, the Jazz ain't got defenders on the perimeter. But the Clippers, they got hella defenders. So Rudy is not gonna have to work as hard. All he has to do is protect the paint and rebound. So he'd be perfect for the Clippers.
I mean, yeah, yep. But offensive, like another team, don't you think he's gonna be a liability because he can't guard on the perimeter? So if they go for the switch and he's on the perimeter, it's barbecue chicken.
You talking about if he's with the Clippers?
Yeah,
Uh,
if
you
teams go for
could.
the switch, like just like the Clippers did to them in the playoffs, they
Well,
go ahead.
I think most teams aren't going to be able to exploit that because most teams don't have the offense to do that. Like Luca did it where you can exploit him on a click and roll, but most other teams don't have that. And plus, Rudy to me moves his feet better than Zubac, and he's longer, so he's not going to be as getting exposed as Zubac did. Now, let's say worst case scenario he does. They got so many defenders on the Clippers, so many 3-and-D guys that they'll be able to assist more. Um, with for Rudy Gobert, of hell a lot more than what they got in Utah. So I just think they need to bring in another rim protector to really offset the lack of size that the Clippers have.
Yeah, but his contract, you think the Clippers can take on his contract because the Clippers got two max players and Gobert's a max player as well.
Uh, yeah, they will have to make some trades. Definitely, they got to let go of a few players. Um, they probably gonna have to let go of Mook. Unfortunately, I don't want to let go of him. But let's say they did, they would have to let go of Mook, um, probably Terrence Mann, and Amir Coffey. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll have to let go of those
Yeah,
guys. Epic Play says I don't think so because the Clippers got a lot of wing defenders like Morris, Covington healthy, Paul healthy, and Kawhi. In terms, yeah, they got like I said, they got hella defenders. Now, I would I would be cool just keeping the team how it is. I'm just talking as if they can get if they can get Gobert on the team. Like if they ain't got to give a lot off, then they really should win the championship next year.
yeah.
Like I expect the championship next year for the Clippers. I expect to be going to the parade right there in LA, right there in Inglewood. You know what I'm saying? Because, they've been going through too much BS, man. They've been being out with injuries. Like there's no more excuses. Like you guys gotta be on the floor, healthy and ready to go.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
but hey man, I'll be back on the live tomorrow. After the Golden State Warriors dominate the Mavs.
Bro, you picked the Mavs to win, so how they gonna dominate them?
I'm just talking. But you know they're gonna win game 4, right? They're not losing both games in Dallas. After Dallas did what they did yesterday, they're not winning both games.
Bro, Dallas had that game in the bag. They just lost in the third quarter. Just like Boston lost in the third quarter in game 1 or 2.
Now, you see the pattern. That's why I don't trust them because they give up a real championship team would not give up a lead like that. A real championship team would have taken advantage of that and kept it going. That's what Golden State has. That's what Miami just did.
Yeah, that's true.
So keyword had. They had the lead, bro. They had it. They let it go. So they're gonna be tossing and turning. They sleep tonight. So
But I don't think Golden State can win in Dallas. But we'll see.
you said you don't think they can win in Dallas?
No.
Well, shit, I didn't know that the Mavericks had like an unbeatable home crowd. I didn't know that. You do know the Warriors are the only team in the league that's undefeated at home, right?
It's undefeated at home.
This playoffs, everybody else has been beat.
Wait, Memphis beat them at home, right?
Nah, ain't nobody beat Golden State at their home. Nobody's beat them. Oh, Cam is in here, bro. Don't you come in here. You was talking all that mess about how the Warriors or how the Celtics were gonna beat up on the Heat. Tone got on you on that live. He come in talking about Tatum. I'm like, bro, I'm telling y'all, I don't trust that dude, man. I don't trust Jason Tatum like that. We went 3 for 17 from the field. Come on, man. So
Yeah.
but yeah, man, I'm gonna be in here tomorrow. What time is the game? What time they play? They play in the noontime, or in the evening?
Yeah, that'll probably be at 6.
All right, well, I'll be doing a live after the game. Yep.
Right after?
Yep. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
at
doing.
6.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the. Said Tatum did sell a game. How many games has he sold, Cam? How many times you gonna keep getting disappointed? How many games has Tatum sold? And this was worse because you didn't have Jimmy Butler there.
Yeah, and you was at home as well.
You was at home. You sold game 4 in Milwaukee. You sold game 1 in the third quarter against Miami in Miami. You ain't done nothing special this entire playoff. Like you had a few good. You had a 40-point game in Milwaukee, but you sold more games than you actually just dominated. He said that won't happen again. I believe it will. Miami put that defense on. PJ Tucker put him in a straitjacket, and then he goes into the back, act like he hurt his shoulder because he couldn't take that pressure that PJ was putting on him. Come on, man. Guys, read between the lines.
Well, it did look like he was hurt though.
Man, well, you know what? My bad, because I don't want to ever talk about man's injury. But my thing is, for me, it's like I saw the replay. It's almost as if, you know, I just saw some Paul Pierce in that, man. Same thing with Marcus Smart. I saw some Paul Pierce in that. You act like you need to get carried off the court and then you come back
Come
and
back.
get the standing ovation, bro. I mean, but hey, if he said he was hurt, then he was hurt. You know. But
I
they
mean,
don't.
with Marcus Smart, I just felt like he had to just walk it off.
Yeah,
I don't think it was something that he had to go check in the locker room.
yeah, they literally was carrying him off, and it's like they carrying you off, and then you all of a sudden you start running on and walking on it, and then the crowd gives you like a royal ovation. Yeah, man, come on.
So it's 6-6 anyways.
They're not winning in 6, Cam. This ain't going 6. This series is going. If y'all gonna win, it's gonna be in 7. And and from what we've seen tonight, we can tell this: Miami, if they're at full strength, they're gonna beat the Celtics. because, like I was just telling Bubba, the Celtics don't have championship DNA as a team. They have certain guys that have it. You know, Marcus Smart has it. Ime Udoka has it.
Yep.
Um, Al Horford has it to an extent. They have big game genes, but your best players don't have it. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are streaky as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially Jaylen Brown. But Miami, from top to bottom, from Pat Riley to Eric Spoelstra to Jimmy Butler to Bam Adebayo to Kyle Lowry to PJ Tucker, all these dudes has been in the finals. Championship DNA. That's the difference. All right.
Well, if you've been to the finals and you lost, that's championship DNA.
Hell yeah. Do you know how hard it is to get to the finals?
Bro, championship DNA or finals DNA?
Champ championship.
But
Okay.
bro, you didn't win the
Let me.
championship.
Okay, my bad, my fault. Let me put some context to it.
Okay.
So I'm saying what you saw tonight was DNA when you being faced with pressure, real
For sure.
pressure.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So the pressure that Miami faced showed their true DNA on the road in Boston, losing their best player, right? So when you do that, that shows me that you're ready to win a championship. I have not seen that from Boston. Cam, stop trolling. Jason, look at this dude.
Bro, I was defending you, but nah, that's blasphemy, bro. Come on, man.
Cam be saying some stupid stuff. Man, Jason Tatum better than healthy Kawhi. Yeah, stay off that weed. Stay off that weed, bro. Tatum is Tatum isn't even better than Jimmy Butler. I mean, I know you say he is, but I don't think he's better than Jimmy Butler, bro. I think Jimmy's better than Tatum. You know?
I mean, who's had the better career?
Jimmy Butler, more All
Bro.
Stars, more. You can't really compare. If you're talking about just the last 4 or 5 years, definitely Jimmy Butler. If you look at the accomplishments, if you look at the All Star appearances, if you look at the Finals appearance that Jimmy Butler went to, if you look at right now, I
How many
mean,
60-point games does Jimmy Butler have?
not as many as Tatum. Now let me ask you
None.
this question:
None.
who plays better on both ways? That's not even a question.
Y'all need to stop overrating Jimmy. He's just another good player.
How, dude? What if I'm overrating Jimmy? Then what are you doing with Tatum? When did Tatum become this All NBA top 5 player? Like, when did this happen? Because of what happened with him and Kevin Durant. Like I said it. They didn't. Jason Tatum did not shut down Kevin Durant by himself. That's when this Tatum talk started happening. I'm like, well, if he's so great, why isn't he doing it this series? Why, when Jimmy Butler was guarding Jason Tatum in game 1, Tatum looked very, very suspect out there. Come on, man. It's more than me than just a score. Like, you gotta be able to play both sides. And and if they win this series, it's really no debate who's the better player. I don't hear nothing about Tatum after this series if they lose.
I mean, yeah, offensive wise, Tatum has it, but Jimmy beats him defensively.
He ain't a way better. What is Cam talking about? He's a way better offensive player.
Wait, Jimmy's better than Tatum offensively?
It's close. I don't. Okay, offensively, mid range. I would take Jimmy Butler's mid range over Jameson. Get into the basket. I'll take Jimmy Butler. Now 3-point shooting because he shoots so many threes. I would take Tatum. But overall, like even dominance, like mindset of being like not being stopped. I've seen Tatum stop himself. I've seen Tatum having these performances where he lets people put him in a straitjacket, like PJ Tucker just did. I mean,
Well, bro, everybody gets put in a straitjacket.
do they?
Yeah.
So Kawhi's been in a straitjacket before.
In the playoffs, yeah.
When?
I mean, for a game, yeah, but not for a series.
When has he been in a straitjacket?
When they played us in game two,
Who's us?
I mean, when they played Philly in 2019, dude had 19 points.
Okay, but did he get put in a straitjacket where somebody shut him down or made him look like he wasn't out there playing? Or did he just have a bad shooting night?
I mean, he had a bad shooting night for just one game, not a series, just a game.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like Tatum, he got put in a straitjacket. Like man, I could take a bad shooting night if you shoot the ball bad. What I can't take is when somebody else is just taking the ball and taking the game away from you. I mean, Cam is just gassing up Tatum, um,
Jimmy
as
has
if
to
he
be
just
better than Brown.
yeah, I ain't gonna even read that nonsense. Cam is just trolling, man. He's just trolling. He been doing that all day. He's
But
mad.
I don't know why a lot of people don't value defense. Like if somebody's able to produce at a high level, offensively and defensively, like people don't really value that. People just look at the offense and this, oh, he's the best player. That's the best player.
Yeah, I mean, no, people don't want to play defense. Like I mean, I don't know why, but players don't want to like value the defensive side of the ball. If they did, then you would see a lot more better basketball out there. But I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Absolutely.
I think again, like um, Jimmy Butler doing both sides of the ball. I pick him over Tatum, but that's just me. I mean, I'll pick him as my leader. I would pick him as my captain. So you know, but we'll see what happens tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be on the live. Going to shut the live down, but I would definitely see you tomorrow.
People don't value Jimmy game because it's not flash. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Cam's problem is. It's not pretty enough. That's why he don't value Jimmy Butler. But I got news for you, Cam. Doug Lee 420. Jimmy has arrived, and if he comes back for Game 4, y'all in trouble. But I'm gonna hop off here, bro. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace, bro.
Cam, I ain't reading that stupid comment you just put. I ain't gonna put it up there, man. I'm gonna take it down as a matter of fact. Uh, he went again on Boston's home court. Jalen Brown got 40 points. Jason Tatum is nowhere to be found. Jimmy Butler, will he return for Game 4? Bam Adebayo put his nuts on Al Horford's head, and I can go on and on. But I got the Heat winning this series in 7. Okay, y'all heard it again. I got the Heat winning in 7, and you know what I'm saying, I appreciate everybody joining the live. Again, epic plays, peace, my boy. Good comments. You know, you ever want to jump into the stream, let me know. When push comes to shove, the Celtics will win. Celtics aren't a consistent offense team, but their defense will win Game 4. We will see. We'll see, Andres. Again, I need to see this from if they can beat a fully loaded Miami team, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So Cam, his team won without him. How is he that guy? How is Jason Tatum that guy when he's the reason they lost the game? He's the reason why the Celtics lost the game tonight. All right, that's what I thought. You gassing up this dude, man. He is not on that level. But pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace out here like swimwear.